Well, welcome everybody. My name is Mr. Ken Sarber, and I am going to be your fourth grade math teacher for the 2016-2017 Atagora Cyber Charter School. And you're going to notice that you will see a lot of B's on in this presentation because that is our theme this year is bees. I prefer the superheroes myself that we had last year, but that wasn't my decision. But anyway, want to welcome you to fourth grade math. Now, this will be a repeat of this information will be repeated when we get to know each other. But this is me right here, and I'm wearing glasses in this picture. This picture was taken at Lake Erie with my darling wife Elizabeth. And just to tell you a little bit about myself, I am from the Pittsburgh area, Westmoreland County to be more precise. I am very happily, very blessedly married to Elizabeth. We've been married for almost 6 years, and she is the best part of my life. We own a crazy cat named Joyanne. That should be Joyanne, not Joyanna. That was a typo. She's also known as Monkey or Goose, and that wasn't my idea. We have a 22-month-old nephew whose name is Escher, whom we both love to see, when we can. I'm very highly involved in my church. I love animals. I love going to zoos. I love looking for animals when I'm out out in the out in the woods or whatever. I love movies, preferably sci-fi movies, and especially classic sci-fi. I'm a I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, not a diehard fan, but I do enjoy the Steelers, and I love to walk outside. I've gone to different trails in my life, and I just love going outside. So that's me. Now, in the email where you saw the link to this video, I also included the fourth grade math course syllabus. The syllabus describes the topics that will be covered this year in math. You will also find links to study guides for each unit. So the study guides will be a great review. They'll come in very handy. So please make sure to download the study guides. And again, they are linked to the syllabus. And let me just go over our classroom rules. And these will be the rules all year through all the classes, but it's always good to review. First of all, we are going to be respectful. Now, what does that mean to be respectful in a cyber school? First off, it means you listen to your teacher or teachers as well as your classmates. Make sure that you are using your tools appropriately. And make sure that you are using kind words to talk to your teacher as well as to your classmates. Even if you disagree with something they say, that you still need to use kind words. So use kind words. We are going to be responsible this year. So how can you be responsible? Make sure to log into class on time. Now, if something happens and you don't make it to class on time, send me an email, or whichever teacher you have, send them an email, and we will take a note of that. Make sure that you are staying in class for the entire period. As you're able, we know tech issues come up, but please make sure that you're staying in class for the entire period. Please make sure that you use your tools and that you raise your hand when you have a question. Now, during the class, if you need to use the restroom or step away, please put up your away sign as well. And make sure that you are completing all of your schoolwork on time. The more schoolwork you complete on time, the less of a cram session you'll have as the year winds down. We are also going to be ready for class. So how can you be ready for class? Make sure you have all of your materials ready, which we will go over a little later. Make sure that your microphone works because you will be called upon. Okay, I am going to be cold calling students this year, so anyone can be called upon. And don't forget to contact me or any of your other teachers if you need help with anything. You contact us by email or by phone. If it's a tech issue, make sure that you're calling tech support. But if you have a question about something in class, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Now, this is how our math class is going to operate this year. We will start off with a welcome slide. And when you log into class, you will see a slide telling you to take a little break before the class begins. There's a 5-minute transition time in between classes. We want you to use that time to take a break, use the restroom, do whatever you need to do. Now, when the timer goes off, because I will have a timer, then we will begin class immediately. So we are going to start class on time, so make sure that you are back at your computer on time. I will always have an introduction, and in this introduction, I will introduce the material we are going to cover and the standards that are in that material. We will always have an opening question, which will gauge your current knowledge of the material. Now, if you're not sure about the opening question, that's totally fine because we will review it at the end. There is what we call the I do portion. When I introduce new material, one thing that I always like to do is I like to model the material in action so you can see it. I can't model every single situation, but you will at least see what it looks like in action. And I will call on students to help me, move things around or answer a question, things of that nature. The next section will be the we do portion, where you and I will work on solving problems together. And once again, I will be cold calling students, so be prepared to hop on the mic or the black or the whiteboard. Then will be the you do. We are going to implement a lot of partner work this year. So students will be working in pairs or maybe sometimes groups of 3 to solve problems. And when we do this, every student needs to participate. That is very important, and if one of your classmates is not participating, please let me know and I will deal with it decisively. And make sure that, and then after we are done with the partner work, we will review the task together as a whole group. Finally, the closure. We will have a closing question on the board that we will go over that you will answer and we will review together. And all students will respond. Now, all students should be participating throughout the class session. Then finally, at the end, there will be an assessment, which would include, but is not limited to, some work in a breakout room, or the checkpoint in the online school, the OLS lesson to which you will be pushed. So what materials will you need this year for math? Well, make sure that you have a pen or a pencil handy, as well as a notebook. Make sure that you have your K-12 materials and that your online school is open during class, and I will explain about that in a little bit. Make sure that you have a working microphone and your headset. Now this year, we are going to be taking notes in a notebook, and this is why I'm emphasizing the notebook. There's been a lot of research, and a lot of my colleagues confirm that students who take notes during a class are able to recall information more easily and therefore be able to use it more easily in real-life situations. The notebook will be a resource where you can go to review material if you need it. If you're working on a math problem in class, you can use your notebook to check your answers by working it out on paper. And let me tell you from experience, if I did not take notes when I was in school, it would have made things unbelievably hard for me. Now, we're not going to take a ton of notes. You won't have pages and pages of notes. Just information here and there so that that will help you retain the information you need to know. Now, as the class goes on, I will try to make sure you have enough time to record your notes, but please make sure that you are paying attention. Now, at the end of class, you're always welcome to go back, and you're always welcome, sorry about that. You're always welcome to watch lesson recordings if you miss any information during the class. And once again, I'm looking forward to an awesome year. I know that you guys rock, and I hope you have a great day. Don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions. I will see you next week. Take care and have a great weekend.